What's going on, everybody? My name is Matt. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm all about guitars, and we got a pretty interesting review for you today. It's this Sire S3. These intros, man, I gotta come up with something new. I feel like it's kind of robotic at this point. But anyways, I am back from Australia. I am in the United States in the very familiar studio, and it's good to be back. And I figured what better way to kick myself back into gear than a guitar review video. Because I've been on the budget guitar trend recently, you know, just being on YouTube and on social media, you hear about good budget guitars, whether it be Harley Benton or Firefly's making some good ones, or, you know, another popular one on this channel has been the ERT guitars. And I keep hearing about Sire being one of the best Stratocasters you can buy, period, not just as a budget guitar. So that kind of piqued my interest a little bit. I didn't want to buy one new, but I was kind of actively looking around on Facebook Marketplace, and I did see this for about 200 bucks. I guess the individual that I bought it from was learning how to play the guitar, but he didn't pick it up too much. So it's in really good condition. There really isn't any marks on it or, you know, any fretwear or anything, but we'll get into that. It's pretty much a brand new guitar. And although this won't be like an unboxing video, this hopefully is my attempt at seeing, you know, what you get for the money. You know, I was watching the other day, I think it was an Anderton's video, and Rob Chapman was blindfolded, and they were giving him budget guitars to see which ones he liked the best. And he grabbed this one, and he was like blown away by it.
This one's really my cup of tea. Very easy to play. I think the pickups sound great. I'm gonna get a 9.
9 out of 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always heard good things about Sire. Yeah, I think this is a great opportunity to check it out. So with that little spiel out of the way, why don't we get into some specifications? So this particular finish is the Tobacco Sunburst, but this does come in a vintage white, sonic blue, a pink, a black, and a Dakota red. Very cool name. Mahogany body, not really the type of wood you think of when you think of Stratocaster, but no complaints there. The neck wood is hard maple, which checks out. It is a nice satin finish as well. Made in Indonesia. The neck shape is a C shape, very reminiscent of most Fender Stratocasters. The fingerboard wood is rosewood, 9.5-inch radius on the neck. And what's really cool about these guitars is they have rolled fingerboards. Out of the factory. You know, you kind of get that feeling of a guitar that's been played for a very long time. The edges kind of roll over. These do feel great though. We will do the sock test. The frets themselves are nickel. They are medium jumbo, 2.7 millimeters, I believe, according to Sire's website. What's really cool too, bone nut. It's nice at this price point. You don't, depending on the brand, you don't even get that for $1,000 guitars. So very cool feature there. We'll check the nut slots in a little bit as well to see how they're slotted. The inlays on the side and on the fretboard are ivory. For electronics, we do have Sire's standard ST or Stratocaster pickups. We'll try to get a reading on those in a little bit here. And just below, we do have a 2-point tremolo system, very reminiscent of like an Ernie Ball Music Man. I think that's cool. Or some of the more vintage Fender Stratocasters. And nothing special about the tuners. Some Sire non-locking chrome. Very nice. So that's enough of me yapping. Let's get this thing on the bench, shall we? Alrighty, let's see if we can get a reading on these pickups. Start with the bridge. 7.09 for the middle pickup. 6.24K for the neck. 6.37K. Yeah, pretty standard Strat pickups. We got some socks. So this is the sock test. So essentially, go on each side and we're gonna rub up and down and see if the frets are sharp. They should show up here. I got this again from Phil McKnight. Down. So you can see, a little bit. This here, I don't know, if I were Phil McKnight, I'd probably give that a 3 or 4 out of 5. Let's do it one more time just to check. You can hear it a little bit. Hear that? Right around here. So a little bit. I give that a 3 out of 5. To the bass side. That's really good. It's crazy, you know, I've noticed that the fretwork on the bass side of guitars, for whatever reason, is so much better than the treble side. It should be the other way around. That's really good. That's a 5 out of 5. I don't know what happened there, but So now I'd like to check the frets. I'm not going to worry about the action or the intonation too much because, you know, this is a used guitar. It could have been played with. And I just want to make sure that the neck is straight. And the way that you can do that is with a straight edge, which I do have, or you can touch the first fret and wherever the last fret is that meets the body. Some people do the 22nd or 24th fret. I like to go right about here and just touch down. So you can see that's got a little bit of relief, and I like that. That's perfect. So with this information, that should be good enough to check how level these frets are. A little bit of a rock already. I'm just gonna mark that. I got this tool recently. Oh, look at my hands are all covered in Sharpie. No touch, file the nut. Yes touch, no buzz. Should have another one, whereas really touch, lots of buzz. Not too far off, but could be filed down a little bit. A string's very close. D could get filed down, G could get filed down. Close, you know. Nothing about these are bad. They're just a little high. I guess I get very analytical about this stuff. It could just be me, but I want to show you guys what you're getting, you know? B is pretty much right there. B is okay. E has a little bit it could go. It's very close. So yeah, I mean, the nut's a little bit high. So we got it on the bench, we checked it out, saw the overall condition of it. And this may have seemed harsh to you guys. Should we expect perfect fretwork and perfect nut slotting and, you know, the whole nine with the fret edges rounded perfectly over? No, I think this is a $400 guitar, and for that price, that's really not bad. The tolerance there, I think, is very much acceptable. Like, again, this is me just being very hypercritical and showing you guys exactly what it is. I think overall, the condition and the fretwork is very acceptable for this price range. So with that said, why don't we actually set it up? We'll do a fret level, we'll get the nuts slotted right, and we'll see how it plays. We got a little bit of a surprise in there too for a little bit of an upgrade. Just like that. We're looking good. So now we're going to adjust the action. I'm going to go for a 1.3 millimeter action, and that means that is the distance from the bottom of the string to the top of the 12th fret with no pressure on any of the strings. Okay, so now when I ring an open E and I fret on the 12th fret, we want both of those to be the same, and it looks like that's pretty dang close. Nothing?